G'day everyone, and welcome back for some early morning Archean with me and Wasted.
Hello.
And Twitch being confused as I try to bring up his stream so that I've got his chat.
It is early morning. It's still light outside. Fine.
What time is it for you?
9 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. I find this time of the year, I find it difficult to remember the time differences. I think
It's
because
just light all the time.
But I think I also find it more difficult because most of the times that we've done stuff together have been during my summer when our time difference is more favorable.
Mm-hmm.
So I find this time
Yes.
is just out of habit or something. But yeah.
Quite an early one for you as well, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, this is my usual start time. Now, 6 a.m. Get up, get going, and then have most of the day afterwards to do other things. Ah! Ah, yes, William Reed's gift subscription to you. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So, we need to find some titanium.
Surely we're on top of it, is that not...
Well, remember we couldn't get the drill to contact the ground?
Yeah.
So we need to...
Well, we thought about softening the suspension and just having the whole thing kind of...
Yeah.
Lump.
Do you want to do that while I sit in the pilot's seat, just in case?
What? What? How could anything possibly go wrong?
Wasted. Do you
What's
remember
that?
when you lost your hotbar?
Yes.
How did you get it back?
F3.
Yeah. So I can get my my reticle
It's
back.
F3 and you have to like not be in the seat or something.
Oh. Ah, yep, thank you.
Yeah, it confused me last time as well. I was like,
Oh, your hotbar goes away when you're in
unsure.
the seat. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
It
Sure.
did really confuse me too, because I was like, but it's gone.
So confused. Huh. How did I not notice that the third-person camera can clip through your vehicle? Anyway, I guess I will...
I have adjusted the front, but we are still anchored. So
Yeah, and I
don't
just
think it's
realized
gonna
that I'm
do
in the wrong
anything.
driver's seat. I need to be in the driver,
Driver's seat
not
with
the
anchor
pilot's seat.
at least. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Now she's dropped down an absolute ton.
Oh, we're getting
I hear
drilled.
noises. Yep.
This has 0.02% titanium.
That's more than 0% titanium.
So I guess we could just collect enough to get some titanium, or we can try and get to a better spot. Knowing that we can at least collect some.
Let's have a look at the old scanner. See what we're dealing with.
Yeah. The doctor, there may not be any stationaries today, but I will make up some
but the scanner
stationaries later.
doesn't work.
Or there might be. I'm not sure. What's that? Sorry? There should be some?
We have a non-functional scanner at the moment. Does that mean we're out of low voltage battery?
Oh, could do.
We are out of low voltage battery.
Huh.
I'm going to make a low voltage battery.
I have 3 on me that are fully charged.
Okay. Well, in which case, we
I
are
can
out
fix
of
it.
low voltage battery.
I mean, or I could shove the RTG on. I might start with battery.
Is it gonna work well up here though? We're not underwater.
It is not going to work well up here. But it will work. It just won't work well. Yeah, that's gaining charge. Is the other one? Oh, I think I know what's wrong. I think the bridge between the 2 loaded voltage batteries was taken out.
Ah, so they weren't even linked together, so one was fine.
Yeah,
one's got
'cause-
stuff left in it and one doesn't. Got ya.
This one on the left has no ports available.
Whoops.
Does this junction
Surely
actually go anywhere anymore?
Where is me tool? 1 second.
I don't think it does. There doesn't appear to be any cable coming from it, so I will remove it.
Oh.
Now, as we clip through each other, and now they're linked.
I was trying to paint the block underneath it in order to paint the wire so we could see where it went, just as you removed it. And so now we've got a random bit of blue. That'll be fine.
That'll be fine. Okay. So they're now linked. So we should have charge for the thing. Which means we can now check.
Yes. Oh, and as part of that, we also need to start all the computer programs back up again. I believe this is stupidplane.exe, as it is not a boat.
But Charlie tells me that there was an aerodynamics update, so our airplane should fly much better now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Shiny indeed.
Yeah. Not sure I want to test that right now when we're actually getting the resources we were after. In fact, I'm going to turn off the drill, because I think we've got enough to get a little bit of titanium, and we probably don't want to waste all that power.
Yeah, I'm just resetting this down to 2,000 meters so we can get a bit of an idea exactly where we sit in comparison. Yeah, we're not actually on the node, but there is one almost dead in front of us.
Okay, you want to attempt to drive? Or do you want to attempt to drive?
If I'm seeing it right, you see that peak?
Yeah.
Halfway up there. It's about a kilometer off that direction. The peak is 2 kilometers away. Yeah, but probably won't. I probably need to set the suspension back up again because I cropped it a lot.
Oh, the wheels are spinning. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay, suspension's reset.
Oh, okay. We do not have the wheel
The
propulsion.
grunt.
No, not in the slightest.
Okay, so we're flying up. Actually, hang on. Our wheel grip is not set to full either, so...
Okay, I might let you get in the driver's seat and attempt that, just so that someone's in the pilot seat in case we start falling backwards a bit too quickly.
Yep, no, I can see how that might make some sense. Your controller? I hope obvious.
They should just be WAS and D.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's still throttled, so you might have to crank it till you see a response, and that's why they're still spinning, because the throttle's still on.
Cool.
Ah.
Looks like you use the same buttons I do for cancelling things, so that works.
You taught me to, so I was like, yes, let's have some consistency, because this means anyone can jump in a seat and it just works.
Button.
Yeah. In fact, maybe we should just like keep it that way for the whole time.
No, I'm down with that. T is the emergency shut it all down button.
Yeah. Thanks, Nuki World. Thank you for 43 months.
I think.
Hmm?
Ooh, 2 was your anchor, wasn't it?
Yes. Two is anchor, 3 is drill. Hey, Shadow. Welcome, Raiders. How's your time in ONI?
Yeah, we don't have the power.
No, okay. What am I at? 5% throttle. There we go.
All right. Unanchoring.
That's better.
Okay, that's a good sign. I wonder if this now means that
You
we're
can
gonna
drive.
No. Oh wait.
I added a bit more throttle.
I think we took off there for a second. Yes, I think we are taking off.
It does feel that way.
The back of the vehicle is no longer on the ground.
Does feel a bit that way.
Back of the vehicle, please come down.
I'm glad I didn't put the steering on the rear wheel yet. As we crab walk up the hill.
And we're taking... why does the back end want to leave the ground so bad?
I don't know. I do fear that we are going to have to actually take off and fly this thing to where we need to get to. In other news, I have 2 titanium ore on me. From
Wow.
the stuff that we mined.
That rear end wants to be in the sky.
Yeah, it really does.
All good planes work like this, I'll have you know. This is exactly how planes function. My word.
Well,
I mean, ironically, it's working, but it's also terrifying.
oh,
I put the anchor down.
yep, wing hit the ground.
Are we any closer to that?
I'm thinking we haven't made it very far.
No, I don't think we've made it very far either, but just sanity check. Yeah, actually, look, you say that. Remember the thing's set to only 2 kilometers. So as it comes around, look to our left in a second. There.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's literally just up there. Maybe 200 meters away now.
Okay. Do we give it another attempt?
I guess so.
Trouble is, we move so fast once we're flying, I don't know if I can land on a specific spot.
Land back here again, yeah.
I mean, I can certainly try, like, given we know it's somewhere up the end of this valley, I could take off and fly around and try and come back up this valley, and we just try and let it go further up before we anchor. Because this valley is a known landmark.
I am somewhat questioning our ability to take off at this angle.
Me too. But it'll be fun.
Get out and have a little perspective, yeah. Probably fine.
Using you as a tree to mark vertical.
Yeah, I am the tree. Horizon indicator.
Thanks,
Is
Grizel.
that the deal? I just stand on the
Prime's
back
up.
as the horizon indicator.
Well, or the G-force indicator.
Yeah.
In one of the patch notes, there was something about I think the G-forces are going to interact with the bobbleheads better. So it'll be interesting to watch them.
Bobblehead. Oh, well, no, wasted taking his life into his hand by telling Splitsy he's a tree today. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. I am not for mowing. I mean, all we can do is give it a go.
All right.
I'm somewhat inclined to go rear wheel instead of front wheel steering, but that rear wheel does spend a lot of time not on the ground.
Yeah. I was going to change it, and then we started lifting the back end off, and I was like, well, guess it's not going to matter. Thanks, Chelfaz. Thank you for 20 months. And thanks, Pat Player, for Lucky 13.
Hang on.
Hmm?
Got an idea.
Okay.
I'm going to put
I'm
some
here for an
landmark
idea.
to aim for.
Okay.
So if I go about 200 meters up the slope from where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, interesting. You know the press hit V to interact with things.
Yeah.
That has infinite range.
Ah. So you have to look
I
at the
can
ground
adjust.
underneath me.
I've got your wheels open from up here. Okay, so we are aiming for...
Oh, did you want an anchor so you can lock down whatever you build?
Probably a vague... I've got some.
Oh, you've got one? Cool.
Apparently, yeah.
Do you have a... And you'll need a toggle button too.
Okay, so it's up on the craggiest of craggy bits. It's about where I am now.
Perfect. Just what we didn't...
It's ideal.
Oh, wasted. I think I know what might be the problem with our wheel layout.
Hmm?
I don't think I put the wheels quite far enough forward. I think they need to be a little further forward. And yes, Chuck, the reason we're not just taking the drill up there is because it is boring. It's much more fun to have to bring the whole vehicle. If there's one thing that Wasted and I can pretty much always agree on, it is if there is a fun but more difficult way of doing things, that is the way that we will do it until it is no longer fun. And probably a little bit after the point where it's no longer fun.
Yeah, there's a combination of looking for the fun option, even if it's difficult, and then sheer stubbornness.
Yeah. That is quite the marker to look for. Let's hope it works.
It gives you a vague idea. Otherwise, I figured we'd just come back down here again and go, all right, then where exactly?
No, you were bang on. Also, I am making a small turbo pump. For our inevitable attempts to become a submarine.
With one-time small turbo pump, I can make a very, very fast transport method. But I'm not sure it can carry anything other than a person.
Yep. All right, when you're ready, I'm
as ready as I'm gonna be. Let me know when you're good. I mean,
wait,
maybe do we want to release the anchor and steer into the hill so we start rolling down?
Perhaps. Let me just check our power. It's 29%. Why did I not get any control just then? Oh. We're out of low voltage power entirely now.
We're out of low voltage again now. Yep.
We really need that.
Aren't working, which is why.
Okay. That should get him up to 50% charge. I think that we are closing in on the point where we have to redo all the wiring on this thing. Which is not great.
I have a feeling that what will end up happening with this is once we're done with this specific bit of mission, we'll keep it, but we'll simplify it.
Yeah.
You know, there'll come a point where it no longer needs all of this stuff on it. But right now, it's almost a mobile base.
Are you suggesting we're not going to just have a mobile base forever?
Well, I'm suggesting we're going to have a mobile base, but I'm suggesting that the chances are it probably won't be a plane.
Oh.
It may dock to the mobile base, perhaps.
I see.
But I always figured that it was going to be a submacarode.
Oh, right. As in no... Oh, yeah, yep. The thing that can fly everywhere flies through non-plane mechanisms. Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
Eventually, we're going to want to get away from the need to have long landing places and take off places.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
He says as we desperately try and land on a hill.
4%. Guess we're going to finish... Let this charge completely transfer, or at least mostly, before we stop.
Yeah, I'll hook up one on this side doing the same thing.
I've got the wire running across between them, so this one is getting
Well, I'm
charged.
just thinking, doesn't hurt to have even more, does it?
Probably not.
We don't have a connection point.
You do now. I just removed one.
Oh, now we're connected in the million. Don't do this with actual power circuits.
No, that would be very bad.
Just wire them all together
bad.
randomly.
Thanks, Ghost Outcast.
Yes, well, you see, we're running this in 12S 16p.
How much charge do we need to make sure we have? I guess if we turn off the scanner, that might help. Oh, when we inevitably do decide to make a, to go back to our submarine, boat, car thing, should we make a new one? Since this plane currently works?
Oh yeah, I was thinking this is a museum piece for all intents and purposes at this point.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Another thought.
Whether it can handle having solar panels on it.
Oh yeah, just randomly thinking. I mean, I forgot that the top of the wings aren't flat, so we can't actually put them up there. Otherwise, I was going to cover the top of the wing with it.
Ah, yes. Did try to make the wing shape correct eventually.
I mean, solar wings, Capac would be proud. Who made the plane that didn't need to land the wrong way up, the wrong way down?
The difference between Wasted putting solar on wings and Capac doing it is Wasted does it and it works. Capac does it and it's adding weight without adding any more power. Uh, 30% charge should be right for now.
Sounds alright for the time being, yeah.
Let's get rid of these batteries then. Okay, here goes.
Yes, I was referring to Edward. Edward the plane.
Yep. That was quite the plane.
Except for how it didn't fit on the
Well, except for that.
base.
Alright, when you're ready.
I'm good, just tell me when you want me to let go.
Let go.
Oh, wait, no. It starts broken.
Oh.
Thankfully, it wasn't going to let it go anywhere like that. Probably want that running.
Well, that was a less eventful takeoff than I expected.
Surprisingly smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, those feels like we're built a plane that works.
Yeah. It's a constant surprise when it just functions. Alright, I'll get away a bit, then I'll do a turn around and hope we can land in the right thing.
Oh, the rotors are not turning the same way, they're counter-rotating.
Oh, this feels right now. This does fly heaps nicer, Bertoli.
An impressive turn, if nothing else. Some quite serious bank there.
I somewhat feel like I'm in control, which is
Ooh,
right when things are going to go wrong.
Talk is what it is. Blitzy with the brave words. Cobalt Splitsy made the front more aerodynamic. In other words, he put a beak on it.
Well, arguably it actually was more aerodynamic than it had been before that.
Maybe even a little above the marker. It looks like it flattens out a tad. Oh no, he's coming in pretty much. Oh, we're too slow.
Okay. Did we land in it?
I grabbed us there just to see if we're anywhere near it, because the thing isn't running.
I turned it off because we didn't have power.
Oh no, it's fair.
Ah, nuts. Okay, so I gotta go a little bit past the marker.
I'm not even sure if that was it. But it must have been. Yeah, you can see it. It did.
Yep, okay.
You good?
Yep.
Does it drift sideways instead of going up?
Oh, yeah, I might have to take off. I think I'm about to stall.
I am just going to stay with my finger on two, watching this screen, so I know when to say we're right there.
Oh no, no. Oh, I feel like I'm lacking. Okay, let's get. I was stalling out constantly there.
I mean, well, now we're up. Do we want to head for one of the larger patches?
I mean, we can do.
I don't know. We know where this one is, but we know it's in an awkward spot.
True.
Whereas, yeah, I don't know.
I guess
looks like there was some in that valley that we just passed over.
Valley does sound easier in some respects.
I am going to speed up how fast this moves.
Are you ready?
Yep. A bit left of where we currently are.
No.
Yeah.
No. Uh-oh. Oh. How close did we get this time?
A tiny bit closer. It's off to our left now. Well, I feel like we need a marker.
Yeah. How are we going to manage to
Get it properly? Well,
Yeah.
let's drop this down to 200 meters.
I keep seeing your helmet light as a white dot on the screen. And then it moves, I'm like, oh right, it's waved its head.
I am a bright individual.
1 second. I'm just gonna...
All right, 300 meters to our left. I've just now got it set to 300 meters, and it only just appears. So do you want me to jump out and put a thing down?
1 second. Apparently had way too much salt on the chips I ate last night. Super thirsty this morning. So you've dismantled the previous one and you're making a new one?
I didn't dismantle the previous one because I don't know where it is.
I will go dismantle it then. Hey, Newt.
Trend, we can add player detection to the scanner if you knew what you were doing better than I do. I have messed a little bit with the visual scripting side of things, but not so far as to have figured out a scanner yet.
No, I definitely haven't.
I've got some vague ideas how it's done, but I don't know how to put both bits of functionality in a single scanner. Okay, this is going to be interesting to land on. I'm pretty sure I found it, but...
Oh dear. Just looked across your screen, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, this is where it is.
Is the texture different?
It is. I think it's starting to indicate a little bit that we actually have a visual guide as to where it is. Some sort of sandy... gravelly looking stuff, but if that's correct, then that would suggest that over there is another one that looks far easier to get at.
Yeah. Or if all of that area is... Well, I'll just try and get as close to the marker as I can, I guess.
Yeah. Not going to be easy, but I don't think it's supposed to be. Get the distinct impression that this is exactly as intended.
Yep. Ugh. Apologies about my stuffy nose today, everyone. It's cursed daycare bugs.
He appears to have the plague.
Yes. This plague, not as bad as previous plague, but still not fun.
At what point have you had all the variants and just become sort of semi-immune for a bit?
I reckon I'll have had all the variants at around the time a new variant comes.
Sounds
Feels
about
like
right.
how it works. Okay, that is certainly a,
I don't think that ground texture is indicative, because if it was, we'd be finding it closer.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right.
think that's just a coincidence.
Yep. Could one build a ground walker, a walker using ground anchors and hinges? You possibly could. Have something that flips over itself and just anchors each time.
Mm-hmm. Probably even a way of doing it with a sensor.
Yeah, probably. Alright. I'm ready.
If you are prepared, my friend, I will release you. Good luck. Godspeed, etc. And I'm just going to very closely watch the scanner as we go around to see if there's any more easily accessible ones, like the one that's down to our right currently.
Yeah.
On that much, much flatter looking bit of terrain.
You want me to attempt to land there, or should I go for the marker?
You've got to go for the difficult one first.
Yep. Let
We're
your
directly
style.
over some here as well.
This too much. Good jump. May have made my turn too soon.
Ah, you're right. Just crank it round.
Hey, where am I going?
Down in front of us here, I think.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, I definitely made it too soon.
That's quite the view.
Definitely need to get further away before I make my turns. Give myself plenty of time to line up.
We can glide? I don't think so.
So, you know how we ran out of power for the controls just before? I'm wondering when that's going to happen while we're flying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this is why this discussion is happening now, is because I think it's going to be very soon. I don't think we'll run out of batteries for the low power. I think we'll run out of high voltage.
Oh, you reckon?
Hence the glide.
I reckon we're going to run out of power for the low voltage and crash because I don't have any controls
Because you've got
left.
no control anymore. Either that or we just keep going until the main ones run out because we can't stop it.
Yeah. And we never find this valley again.
Yeah, barbecue sauce, I'm sure the VODs are up, and if not, aren't you putting these on your second channel? Aren't these on Flipsy?
Yes. Still haven't managed to convince you to do that.
There may be more vehicles in the future.
Oh, yes.
Well, the approach is good.
I'm feeling better about this one.
Was it pure luck with Charlie, or was it just excellent design?
Oh, no! Overshot!
Yeah, but going down is easy. You know,
Okay. You're just going to let us roll back?
I guess so. I'm just thinking down is not so hard, and that is a
Yeah.
big old look at the Orthig scanner. That is a big old patch back there.
Yep. I mean, there is the slight problem of our wings in the way and it doesn't want to roll backwards. Oh, no. Our throttle's inverted on the wheels, isn't it?
Yep.
That's why we were rolling
couldn't drive
backwards earlier.
Yep. I have just realized as we started to climb up the hills, I tried to reverse and I was like,
I've just remembered that I pointed that out last week and I completely forgot this week.
Yeah. Well, you live and learn.
Yep.
My ability to steer is essentially non-existent. Just so you know.
Oh, I figured as much.
Crab walk is what we've got.
I'll be impressed if we do manage to get there. I feel like a better approach might be for me to dive bomb this thing. But that just feels more jank than I'm happy with. Oh.
Crab. Come on, crab. Machine crab.
Oh, we are getting so close.
Yeah.
He's so close to us.
Yeah, we have another problem now.
Yeah, I see that problem.
We are perfectly balanced between our tail and our beak.
I have turned off my thrust, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, no, it takes a while to slow down, I know.
Oh, so close. I wonder if we can turn around to face forward.
That's what I'm trying to do,
I thought,
rather
okay.
than
Yep.
go around backwards. Come on, little wheels, you can do it.
Oh.
Come on. And then catch the tail back there to swing us around, maybe?
It's almost directly in front of us now.
Stop the wheels, let's go forwards.
You can just turn a little left, we'll be on it.
I'm trying. Ooh.
The jank is real.
They win.
I'll let you know. Keep heading true. After this little bump you've got, I think we're pretty much there. Oh, it's so close. Come on. We are just on the edge of it.
I am beached again.
Okay. Be ready to anchor.
Yep.
Come on, is that actually... Are we there yet? I can't tell. Anchor it! Anchor it! Yep.
Got it.
Nice. We've got to be there, right? Try the drill.
Button 3.
3. No, it's even worse! It's 0.01%. We're not in it.
And they're clearly not in it, yeah.
No. Got lots of chrome, though.
Shiny hand.
Don't know what the chrome's for.
No, I mean, that's a lot of chrome.
Alright. Are you ready again?
I guess.
A little bit further forward, I suppose. Oh, we are turning. That is not good. Okay, anchor, anchor. Yep, nice. Oh, maybe we're right this time?
Except I don't think the drill's going to reach because of how far off the ground we are.
Well, I guess once the props are stopped, you could kind of let go
You
and
can
grab again.
try and let us go, yep.
Yeah. I was just worried that we were about to take off before.
Yeah, we're a tiny bit too high. Hey.
What are we getting? We are getting 21% titanium!
Yes.
We did it! Oh, and still
Nice.
27% chrome.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Success.
Yeah, we're actually going to get enough that we can do all the things that we want to do with titanium.
We can do the stuff we want to do, yeah. Within an hour of starting. Yes.
Yes. Oh, making a submarine car is going to be fun.
Okay, that was a good tip. If you press V on the drill, it tells you what the ground composition is.
Oh, so we don't actually have to drill.
Don't actually have to drill, yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be useful to remember.
99.5% efficient. And slowly dropping. Is that plugged into high voltage or low voltage?
High, I believe.
Okay. You might as well have it going as fast as it can be.
Yeah, with how quick it's coming in, it's got to be high. Ah. Not a bad view from up
No
here.
one was prepared for success.
As I attempt to process the stuff. Some of it, at least. You should grab a load and...
Do we get better processing rates in the proper ore processor versus our backpack, or is it
I
the same?
don't think we get better yields, but remember, it's basically instant.
Ah,
The
Good
reason I thought it better to process this now is weight.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think our character inventory adds weight. That's mass.
Yeah, there's no way it can with the amount
Yeah.
of silicon ore I've got in my backpack.
Yeah, that was my thinking too.
I weigh about 400 tons at the moment, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 59,000 silicon ore on me.
I have 191,000.
Okay. I had a feeling you might have had more. Oh yeah, probably turn the scanner off, that's a good call. And check the batteries while we're here.
I am already making new ones because I have a suspicion they'll be needed.
Low voltage is still at 28.9%. High voltage is at 8.4. But we have the way to empty high voltage batteries into the high voltage system. So there's that. Do I have another high voltage battery? Oh dear. I don't. I have 4 empty ones.
Yes, I have 3 empty ones.
The good news is, now that we've come up here and gotten this, I might turn off the drill. Now that we've come up here and gotten this, the next thing is to go down deep and get more uranium.
Mm-hmm.
Why not build a base here? Because it's really hard to get things level, and we probably will build a base somewhere. No, actually, the reason we don't want to build a base at ore deposits is because they then deplete. Waston and I want to keep our miner mobile and then have a static base somewhere that we like the look of.
Yes,
that was what we
hopefully
talked
somewhere
about.
relatively convenient, but yeah, just someplace. I mean, I think it's going to end up having to be down by the water because RTGs. You
Yeah,
can't really build a base up here because your RTGs are going to be super inefficient.
yeah, agreed. The other thing that I think the water gives an advantage to is it's got really clear landmarks.
Easy navigation, and it sounds like quite frequently we're going to be wanting to go under it.
True. I'm looking at our power situation and wondering just how likely we are to be able to glide down. Thanks, Botman.
Where are we headed to?
Well, we could head back to our original base, or we could scout the coastline for a spot we like.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't, given we've got the RTG with us, there's not a huge amount back of that base that we madly need.
No, there really isn't.
Which is good, because I'm not entirely sure where it was.
I've got a
Think
pretty good
along
idea.
the coast?
I've got a pretty good idea of where it is, but I can't quite see the... So if you zoom out in third person, you can kind of see a bit of a peninsula. If you look a bit to the left of the front of the plane, that peninsula is where our base is.
All right, yeah. Yep, that adds up. Splitsy with a sense of directions.
It's weird.
All gone wrong.
It's freaking me out, but I'm just trying to ignore it. There's rare times when I actually do have some idea where I'm going or what I'm doing. It's strange.
I love the idea of a floating base, but I don't think you can start with it.
Why not?
Well, maybe we could. It's just thinking like someone was suggesting building an aircraft carrier. It's like, given that our power source main requirement is it needs to be under the water, it doesn't not a bad thing to have the base be mobile.
Yeah. Because you get like a big, and then it, like the runway becomes a massive solar array.
Mm-hmm. And you move the base to nearby wherever you want it. Doesn't even have to be particularly quick.
Yeah.
Aircraft carrier is actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
Especially if maybe this aircraft carrier eventually learns the cunning ability of going underwater.
Well, I'm thinking that's like goal number 1 or 2.
And now I'm starting to think, isn't there that Avengers airbase that's half submarine, half carrier, half plane?
Well, we have talked previously about Archean being the opposite of space engineers in the sense that it has it more difficult to make an all-in-one. And that being something that was somewhat appealing to us.
Yeah, oh yeah. And certainly I would argue that making it have a prerequisite of floating adds another element to making it difficult.
I'm down.
I'm game.
Yeah.
I'm game.
I think we first go for must float, then must sink, and be able to refloat, and then we go for fly.
Yeah. Probably the order we're going to have to do it in, because from a power use perspective,
Yeah.
that's kind of the right way around. As we've seen, flying eats the batteries alive.
Yeah.
And that's with something that's relatively small and is reliant on and uses wings to help. Whereas I imagine a carrier like that is going to be more of a drone setup, isn't it? It's going to be more of a quadcopter than a plane.
What's the prefix for 16
carrier.
rather than quad?
I don't know.
Thanks, Elroth. Because, yeah, I think we're going to need more than 4 props. Thanks, Botman. Thanks for a year. No, 16 months. I can't read.
I assume we're both just here crafting away at the moment.
Hexadecacopter. Yeah, I've got 130 more capacitors to make for the battery.
You're a little ahead of me. 177.
Yes, remember the latency factor in personal crafting.
It does seem like there is a bit of a small delay for my end.
Yeah. Because, yeah, we really can't take off until we do that.
Oh, and we've got pumps now, so the sinky part should be pretty straightforward.
Pumps and tanks. And I have a few tanks that I made for our attempted water takeoff. So, something I haven't looked into. How do we tie the plane down on the carrier? Do we just use cables?
I mean, you do seem to be able to drag things around with cables.
Yeah. Or is there a better method? Oh, there's a docking port. Right.
Oh, there is a better method.
But we'll totally use cables if they let us.
We'll
if it
totally
lets
use
us.
cables anyway. Absolutely knew that was coming. But we could do that, or and we should try an experiment and see if you're able to anchor to a block.
Oh.
I doubt it, but we
I
should
know
see.
why we should go back to our old base. Crafter.
We do have a crafter back there, yes.
And it required
the
something.
only thing it was missing, all it was missing was a pump so that I could pump in liquid for the electrolysis half of things, and then it was up and running, which we now have.
And the crafter requires gold, of which we don't have much.
Yeah.
Okay, so
In fact,
flying
we
back
got
to the base,
very,
and we'll build the...
We've got any at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, because you had the only gold that we had, so if you've used it up, then it's gone. Wasted, if we attach by cables, could we do a cable launch?
Cables. Yeah. Cable launching, arresting, and can you just hang an aircraft by cables?
Do you know what I really, really, really want to try if we manage to get the hexadecacopter ridiculousness flying? Or if Bacholi decides that he wants to add airships to this? I want to try a Crimson Skies style docking.
Hanging from the bottom, yep.
Yeah. Man, I loved that game. I have a battery. Let's build it. Charge it. Nope, that is not the right way around. Wait, what? That should be the right way around. No.
Would you like me to enlarge the propellers?
I don't think so. Remember, this
You're
was the
feeling
size we
alright with
selected
how
for
it
the
sits at the
sea takeoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it flies quite well. I'm quite happy.
Okay. Sounds good.
My battery's draining into the system, so we should be able to take off shortly. You can probably hold on to yours.
Mine is being made. Yeah, I'll keep hold of it, and we'll probably be able to fly back on that alone, to be honest.
Yeah. We were quite close to running out. At a single-digit percentages. Oh, I'm so glad that Bacholi taught me how to do the dump charge from a battery into your vehicle thing.
So it's legitimately nice being in another engineering game again.
Yeah.
But different.
Yeah, it's really nice being in at this stage of development as well, where there's enough game to have the fun, but things are still adaptive.
More coming.
Yeah, there's that excitement for what's going to come, and it's still new enough to us that any jank we might run into is funny rather than frustrating.
Well, and on top of that, you get to go through like this period of the game as far as your own personal knowledge is concerned as well. It's like right now we're pretty clueless. We don't know what the game can do, what we can do. Yet to establish any known ways of doing things is not yet in that sort of almost rut of, yep, well, this is how I build this bit.
Yep. All right. Guess I go full thrust for this takeoff.
Absolutely full thrust, and then I unanchor us.
All right.
We aren't
full
even
thrust.
on the ground, technically. The wheels aren't touching. You ready?
Yep. Oh, that was a very calm
He's got
takeoff.
a lot of lift now.
Yeah, apparently one of the things that was fixed was our slope bits not generating enough lift. Oh, we get a bit of... Oh, that's why. Ah, rudder, center. Thank you. That's why I was turning.
Had a bit of rudder still in. Yep.
Had a lot of rudder still in.
One of the things I'm going to do when we do get back, the first thing I'm going to do when we get back is I am going to hook our batteries into the computer and put our battery level on the screen.
Ah, delightful.
Dawned on me that would be a useful piece of information to have.
Why are we tilting so hard to the left? Well, because we don't have enough airspeed, that's probably why.
The beak off center.
I feel like this plane has, for the two of us at least, struck the right balance between the aerodynamics being tough enough to figure out that it's interesting, but not so tough that we can't butcher it and put a beak on things.
And not so tough that we couldn't figure it out without, you know, on our own. We didn't need to go and reference some other design or
Yeah.
get a load of help for it. It was just, all right, build it, test it. All right, that doesn't work quite well. Build it a bit more. All right, there we go.
And with some helpful tips from Majoli and others in chat.
I'm not going to ignore the tips, but more, you know,
But not having to
not so
fully
complex
reference,
that-
yeah.
and the thing that looked like it should work worked. I wonder
Okay.
if there's anywhere in the game that's really, really flat outside of the water. Discover it only works because of the heat. Was the key component.
I'm so curious if this can work. I'm going to be trying something in a second. Just need to get clear of the mountains.
Now, what I would like to see, Mr. Splissy, is a landing.
All right.
You think you got it in you?
I'm game to give it a go. But I want to give something else a go first, which is this.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Handled surprisingly well.
Yeah, not bad. I even remembered to down the throttle as we went over. I heard.
Wouldn't have been my first nosedive. I've
Would have
definitely
been one
done
of
that.
the least painful ones. The other ones tend to result in more damage.
Yeah, true. Oh, that did not work as I had intended. Oh,
It was a something.
the stall, that's what it is.
Barrel adjacent.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's turn back around. Follow the... Oh wait, is it that? Oh no, there's another peninsula, but I don't think it's that. Oh, I do know where there's flat ground. The little island was perfectly flat.
No, true enough. True enough.
It's a
Working out where
small
my
amount.
race course is going.
Oh, that's why you want flat. It's probably too small.
I want ground-based aerodynamics. Downforce.
Well, maybe we have to explore more of the planet to see.
Yeah, maybe there's something out there. And if not, I'll just have to make hydrofoils and the like.
I see our base.
Oh yes, a speck. That way.
Pretty happy with this for an approach. I do find it funny that our plane is half the speed of your hydrofoil.
If not less. That thing cruises at about 200 meters a second. It's looking all right.
I would call that pretty good.
Not bad.
Bit too soon.
Bouncy, but we don't exactly have a flat piece to land. This is actually now we've got to this bit. There were some bumps back there. This bit's pretty flat.
Yeah. Now remember, at this speed, you have to steer.
Mm-hmm. Steer being only sort of what it does. Can sort of vaguely suggest directions. That's about as close as we get.
Okay, so are we going to build on the water, or are we building on the land, then moving it to the water?
What if we anchor to the land, then extend over the water to build?
The only major downside to that is symmetry. But I guess if we anchor and make sure we manage the symmetry and build from that.
Yeah, make sure we keep that anchor point as the reference.
Yeah. Make a launch system to slide the thing into the water. Oh dear.
Build something bigger than what we're going to build in order to launch the thing we're going to build.
I'm pretty chuffed with this.
We left with a plane, we rebuilt it a few times while we were out there, and then we returned with a plane.
Yeah. Reset all my controls. Huzzah! Now, how are our batteries going with after all that time? 34% on the high voltages.
But that was just solar, though, so...
Yeah. Whew. We left with a gyrocopter nonsense strange thing and have returned with a plane.
Yeah, I forgot, actually. What we left with was, not at all like this, was it?
No.
It's the one with the hinges all over it.
Alright, so if we're going to build out onto the water, we kind of want to drop a frame like that and then make sure that symmetry is the correct way around.
And know that is... should we... I feel like rear forwards? So that this would be the middle of the back of the boat from here.
Yep.
Just to save us from having to turn the thing around.
Yep. Let's just make
First
sure
thing
that...
we do is like, alright, now, how do we steer this?
Okay, cool. X-axis symmetry is running down the center of the craft then.
Lovely.
The way that this is oriented, which has worked out nicely.
Right, should I start? I'm going to start off by getting the crafter running.
Perfect. I will start by making the hull. How big are we going to go? That's the next question. Oh yeah. Are we starting with something that the plane could land on, or are we growing to that size?
Probably grow? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, that should be far enough out over the water to be the beginning. So we're going to need to have, again, a drill, an anchor, and all that stuff in the middle.
At the bottom.
Yeah. Please tell me I didn't make this with concrete. Yeah, good. Opposite. Alright. Now make all the plastic.
Okay. I lied. I started off by de-shining the base.
How quickly can the plane stop in midair? I could have made a much shorter landing, and I'm sure with practice I can.
We're still getting used to the sense of scale.
Yeah.
You know, you think you're landing close, and then you come down and you're like, wait a second.
This is still
Space
hundreds of
Engineer's
meters away.
close. Not Archean close. We're still 4 kilometers out.
Yeah. Alright. So I should also, while waiting, doing this, is get the RTG in the water. Yeah.
One more spool. The fluid pipe. Now, brain, can I figure this out? How, can I remember it? Actually, is probably the better way to say it. Oh. Wait, no, I've got 3 of those. I'm just trying to think of how... I'm just trying to set up the dumping of power from these batteries into other ones ready to use. Mm-hmm.
So we have fully charged batteries rather than a bunch of partially charged ones. I think I went junction last. That goes into power junction, goes into power junction, goes into... Sorry, power converter, junction. Yeah. Excellent. Spin launch? What? What? Chat, why are you talking about spin launching? Don't... I think it could... Like, yeah, it could work. I mean, I've done a spin launch in Space Engineers. That worked. I would think it should work here. But I guess it's more about the release ability? Or something like that?
Yes, I have no idea how you do that in this.
Yeah. Now, the pivots don't impart physics, but if you can release something from the pivot, then maybe you can. Wonder if you can get away from, like, away with that. You attach something to the physicsless object, and then that has physics, and you break the game. Oh, you know how we were talking about the whole PvE versus PvP advantages to... There was another comment I saw from Bacholi in their Discord that made me smile, which was... we're trying to make a game that lets people do things realistically if they want to, but not necessarily stopping them from doing unrealistic things if it gets in the way of allowing that. So, you know how a lot of... It's kind of like, we're not going to force you to be realistic, but... Maybe that was... Maybe that was in Stationeers. It was one of the two. But I kind of like the idea of letting people be realistic if they want to, but not forcing it. Because if you start, it kind of falls into the same trap as the PvP thing of if you are trying to force realism too hard, you end up taking away a lot of the fun. Some people just don't want to do that. I mean, Aliana, you point at Stationeers for forcing realism, but I actually think Stationeers is pretty lenient on that with the way that it doesn't have building physics. You can choose to make things look like they do, but they don't have to. It's the same as in Space Engineers. I think Wasted and I have spoken about this before, that I would not want grid integrity to be part of a thing, to be a thing in the game, because it would take away from being able to build craft. Having thrusters that have to be offset would make it take away from fun while adding realism, sure, but take away from fun. What else do I need for these circuits? Okay, Wasted, here's something for you to ponder while you're trying to figure that thing out.
Hmm.
Propulsion using stretchy wires. Wonder if there's any mechanism to make a grappling hook. Yeah, power props with a giant elastic band. What could possibly go wrong? Can you tell I'm waiting for stuff to manufacture?
Yep, although hopefully Crafter will be running soon.
Sweet. Do we attempt to, do I leave? I should leave space around this for the crafter to be on this vessel as well, right?
Yeah, I think so. All right, Mr. Electrolyzer, how do you work? How do you do?
Planning for the eventual RTG keel on this thing. Okay, so.
Does it need a tank, I wonder?
Yeah, do you need a pump to put in... A pump to push water into the tank?
I've got pump pushing water. At the moment, it's pump to electrolyzer to crafter, but that's currently not working.
Yeah.
Pump's got flow, but the electrolyzer's not doing anything.
Hmm.
Electrolyzer doesn't need a pump.
Oh. Maybe we can just... Oh. Okay.
Good, because that means that that noise can go away.
Wait, what am I doing? This is a way to build a boat. I should make an actual hull shape, shouldn't I?
My experience is these do work better.
Yeah. It's funny that. Oh, how am I... Oh, man. Okay, I want more glass blocks so that we can have some portholes along the side.
We are making plastic.
Hey! Nice.
Figured we'd start there.
It seems a... It's an annoying one, so it's a good one to start with.
It's also an interesting one because it's immediately revealed to me that this system needs to be more complex than it is because, of course, plastic in itself is a crafting material.
Yep.
So the system needs access to it.
Yep. I am sure this hull shape will need refinement later, but I figure start with something simple, see where it goes wrong,
You're
and
not
then
going to
learn.
know until you tried it.
What the? That's odd.
Indeed.
Don't know what I did there. Oh no! I got the exact shape I needed, but I've run out of composite blocks.
You can't place it down.
Can I steal some of that plastic?
Yeah.
Thank God. Oh, right, yeah. I was about to make a sharp midline of the hull, but I actually need to make sure there's some flat spot, the RTG to attach to. Unless we let some water flow inside, but that's probably more complicated. Yeah. Oh man, this is so gonna tip over. It's not heavy enough.
Yeah, concrete on the bottom, I guess. Don't really have much choice there.
Yeah, good point. In fact, I've kind of created the perfect spot for it too. I've got a midline that can just be filled with concrete. Line. No. Alright, we have a concrete center line. Rid of those bits because they're not actually required. Okay, how much glass do I have? Can I get us some porthole windows? Oh, wait. Have it in my chat talking about the downsides of even symmetry. Not in this game. It's perfectly fine because there's a mode that we can use to place things perfectly centered, which is really nice. Oh, there's a concrete. I don't want concrete on there. There's like and you can press X and things will get centered. So instead of having to worry about things being off center and it all messing things up, you can actually get away with it quite nicely in this. It's really cool. This can be more of a gigantic window than a porthole, but it's kind of all I can do unless I completely change the shape of the hull. Oh, don't worry. There's going to be more ballast because I've got to fit into this the drill, the batteries, and all that sort of stuff, which will add quite a bit of weight down here. So start with an anchor. Then I'll try and get the drill on the other side. I think I made all the stuff I needed for those motors. Yeah. Swamp boat propeller style? What's swamp boat propeller style? Oh, you mean like a big airboat? No, for this I'm actually going to put some proper... Like, this needs to become a submarine, so this needs some proper propellers. Proper props. I'm going to need to figure out how to shape the stern as well as the bow. That's not something I've ever done before, so I don't know how well this is going to go. Or rather, I don't know how poorly this is going to go. That's not helpful. Actually starting at the right point. Actually, I might well make it fairly square to begin with. Keep it nice and, as I said earlier, small, and then I can make it better later, if it needs it. Yeah, oh, I should be making tanks while I'm out there, shouldn't I? As well. So we're going to need those. I've got a few, but I don't have that many. I think this will do as a stern for now. One more little bit. Nope, not like that. That. Yeah. Yeah. Do I need flap space to mount the prop? Dang it! I do need flat space to mount the prop / rudder. Fine. Guess we just go flat from here then. Thank you for the reminder before I got too far into it. Alright, we have a stern. Which means there should be room for props there. Do I have any props? I don't think I've got any props left. I do wonder what we'll have to change with this to make it so that it can go onto wheels so that we can drive onto land, because we did talk about that. And I think Wasted and I both forgot about that as we started talking about an aircraft carrier. But I figure what we can do is just pop out some of these walls and make space for hinged wheels to pop out to kind of come down and stick out so we can get out of the thing. Should be fine. Yeah, Wasted must be holding the props, Takari, I suspect. What was I making the motors for? For drill. Okay. Yeah, make some nice retractable wheel wells. I'm making this a lot bigger than anything the Wasted and I have built so far, so I think there's a decent chance we'll end up with it being big enough.
Okay. Crafter is all up and running and hooked in.
Oh, nice.
I've made some adjustments. And I've nicked the plane's drill temporarily because we'd run out of stuff underneath our actual one.
Ah, fair enough.
Why I'm running one of those bendy item conveyors.
Oh.
Apparently you can rope those.
Huh. That looks weird. I like that it's a thing, but it looks weird. I mean, it makes sense that it needs to be a thing, because otherwise how do we offload from our vehicles into our base?
Yeah. So what do we want to make?
Well,
What do you...
do you want to have a look at what I've put down so far? As Boaty McBoat base.
And that's from the back, right?
Yes, as you said, we wanted to put it.
Yeah, and just making sure I got my head around perspective.
Yeah, so that's the stern that I've closed in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, that looks decent. Look at him. He's doing angles and things.
I was going to make it even more rounded, but then people reminded me I needed places to attach the props to.
You.
Unless we want to put them on the
with your
keels.
props.
But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I've
I
got the
need to see how low it sits before we can do that. You know.
Yeah, true.
Like, how high does it sit in the water, and we get an idea where the props need to be.
Yep. That is a valid point. Oh dear.
What's up? Yeah, the power situation's really bad.
Yeah, do you know why it's really bad? Do you know what's made it even worse?
It's now charging the plane.
No. We just stole charge from the plane. Because of what I had set up over here.
Oh.
That's okay. We don't need the power for the plane anymore. For a little bit. We need it for the boat. Sub. So we can go down and get RTGs, so then we can have infinite power.
Yes. Yes, something like that.
We're so going to need to move these batteries around. I was hoping to make the the below decks navigable bias. On this thing. Now what I don't know is whether spaces are watertight. Or can be made watertight.
I'd be surprised if they could, but I don't know. No clue.
Answer is not yet. Okay. So I don't need to worry about this hole in the bottom of the hull for now. Okay, cool. Batteries are floaty? Interesting. What do I need for the big tanks? Do I want a big tank? How big is a big tank? It's round. That makes me think it's probably too big. Oh, wasted. Huh. Just thought of something that's going to be a fun challenge for us.
Yeah.
If I space the tanks out, we can possibly adjust where the pump's pushing the water to adjust attitude.
What do you mean? What? I'm not getting you.
Well, as in if we make it heavier at the front versus heavier at the back.
Oh, right. Yep. Do it with the tank, ballast tanks. Yep. Assuming we found a way of moving fluid between the two locations.
Yes. So what's the intake for the turbo pump? How did you get water into the pump in your
The fluid port.
fluid port? Okay.
Yeah. What have we been making? Wire, screws.
I guess wire because it contributes to batteries. And is a bit of a pain because it needs the plastic as well.
I'm intrigued. How is the crafter? Clever enough to make the prerequisite component on its own? The answer is no.
Yeah, I
Suspected as much, but I thought it was worth checking.
All right.
Ooh, it makes this stuff fast. Like, really fast.
That is probably exactly what we want.
600 wire. 700.
How long does this boat need to be? Probably another section longer. Oh, is there more plastic I
One
can
and a
steal?
half. I'm currently using it to make other things, so what I'll do is I will just leave it making plastic for now until we no longer have the components necessary to make plastic. We'll run out of carbon first, so...
I'll steal what's there and that'll suffice for a while.
Yeah, it is chunking through plastic at the moment, and there's also 1500 wire in there too.
Oh, very nice. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need heaps of wire to wire up the boat as well. That's a good point, chat. We're going to go through a lot. Okay, flying above, how big does this boat look compared to the plane? Because it feels huge, but then when I look at the wingspan of the plane, it doesn't feel as ridiculous.
Yes, not a carrier, certainly, but
No.
it's a prototype.
Exactly. We've got to learn stuff, and you don't want to spend 12 hours building the components to build something gigantic just to realize that you've done it all wrong.
Just to realise that it's rubbish.
Yeah. That's why there are big disadvantages in building gigantic first. Which is why I'm ignoring the people in chat saying, that's not a very big boat. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's intentionally not. We've got to sink this thing too.
Yes, you can tell it's one of ours because the first job is to sink the boat.
I see nothing wrong with this. Yeah, dog. Having heard that in the recordings when it comes through, I'm like, that's surprisingly loud.
It's also fantastic. You can hear the ears.
Yep. You're a very good dog, Charlie. As all dogs are. So, I'm guessing we probably don't need to have that bow prominence thing that big boats have in the real world. Whatever
When
it's
you
called.
say, you mean
The bulge that runs below
yeah,
water.
I rarely add the bulge. I haven't done it yet in this game. And not to say that that means it's not needed, but from my experience thus far, the bulge is not required.
Yeah, that's my thinking. I know it has a proper name, but it may well be... I swear I've heard it referred to as a bulge. Yeah, the bulbous bow thing. You guys knew what I was talking about. It's fine. Oof. There are a lot of blocks. Okay. This is pretty much kids' toy boat territory in terms of streamlining, but I need so many blocks if I'm going to make it any longer. So I'm going to stick with it. Oh, I can hear Toby's favorite thing arriving, the garbage truck. Yeah, the bulge on the ships, it reduces the bow wave creation, but in doing so makes them more efficient. It does make me wonder in a game like this that has as much stuff in it as it does, whether it might actually have an impact. I suspect not, because you'd need to have the waves having effects on the subsequent blocks, rather than just generating lift or drag. And there we go, Bacholi just confirms it just after I say that. No need for the bulge. Following in Mattel's footsteps. Oop. Should have enough of that.
What's the battery output via its data?
I have no idea.
Gonna try and add a battery counter to it.
'Cause it's... I think I'm cheaping out too much on this front, but waiting for these composite blocks is taking forever.
Well, why don't we fix that?
But Charlie's suggesting I build with steel.
Dangerous.
If it's intended to sink, because the composite might float too much. Alright. I'll listen this time.
In which case, steel box crafting.
Steel blocks?
Oh,
Awesome.
200 already.
Awesome. I mean, this is intended to fly as well, so I've got to try and match the buoyancy to be just as much as it can. Submersible must sink by default, then adding ballasts will make it buoyant again, filling them will sink again. Oh, so we can't pressurize the tanks to make it sink. We have to actually make something that sinks and then empty the tanks to float it. Though Megasiv saying you can. Okay, anything yet? And there's no other liquids. Megasiv says mine floated, adding water made it sink. Hey, Zuriel. Okay, now I need to do some tests, because now I'm curious. Brain. Whoa. Shut up quicker than I thought. There's liquid O2, but it's just 50% more dense than water. So we still need quite a lot. What are we doing? Okay, now I need fluid things. I need more iron. Yeah, that might be enough. Wasted. I think we might have enough steel blocks. For the moment.
Oh, God, no.
We have 4,500.
Yeah, we probably cancelled that. Let me,
I honestly don't know if it is enough, but it might be enough. Oh, The props on the plane are running.
That's because I accidentally spun it up just now because I forgot which seat I was in.
Ah. Yeah. So, Jolly, it makes sense that we can't make it sink by pumping water in because water is mostly non-compressible. It is compressible to a degree, but it is mostly non-compressible. So that means once we float this boat, I then have to gradually replace bits with steel until it sinks to the right level. Or sinks enough. Or sinks. Yeah. Alright. We'll wait to test this later. Oh. That way. Okay. I'll replace all the bottom bit with steel. And then leave the other bits for now. Hope that that at least keeps it level when we eventually float this. Alright. Both of those right? No, I did not get that right. I should just do it this way. There you go. That's the important bit. Replaced. We don't have the lead to replace the concrete keel with lead. So the concrete keel is heavy and cheap, so it's what we'll stick with. Well, this is going to be fun when Wasted and I try and replace these blocks and it all starts tipping all over the place, especially replacing the stuff at the front. Because these are big bits full of stuff. I need to go collect the rest of those steel blocks. Dot matrices. Perfect. Gold would probably work as well, but again, we don't have gold. We don't have any of the heavy stuff. We've used up what heavy stuff we collected on that first trip. There is none left. Right, now I'll switch back to composite. Get that rotated around the right way.
Apologies for being quiet. I was deep in code.
You're good.
Figuring out code. Figuring out, in particular, the wiki where I can find out all the bits of missing information that I keep sort of wanting. Oh, know what comes out of each data port, for example. What is in each channel of a battery? Turns out you want channel 3 for your state of charge.
Yeah. I had no idea about any of that. I figured I'd mute myself so I wasn't such a... Because I probably end up being a bit of a distraction just having me jabbering in the background. Okay, I have changed some of the boat to steel. Not all of it. Some of it. We can figure out the other bits when we attempt to float it.
Did you figure out how to put reels together?
Sort of. In the sense that I basically laid out 2 junctions, ran from junction to junction in weird ways until one of the spools was out, and then used the other one to pick it up. Which I think might actually be the correct way as well. Or roughly.
Much of that.
But yes, before you say it, I'm aware that's a very me solution to that problem regardless.
Ooh, it does let you connect the input of a data junction to the output of a data junction.
Yeah. Handy for this particular purpose. There we go, that's a bit more of a front on the boat rather than just some weird snub-nosed tub.
Now I'm just left with a spool with 0 meters in it.
Yep. I don't know what to do with that.
Another one with 0.2. How am I supposed to use 0.2?
Yeah, you can actually see how... I put down a bit more so that it wasn't 0.2, and then I kind of balanced it until it was right. It was sort of like a mini game, if you will. Or I just stopped caring about the 0.2. Okay. This is a thing. And I don't have enough of them. Plastic. This boat is going to be a base. It's meant to be our sort of floating platform for building and sinking, is the goal. How effective it will be at that, I'm uncertain. I'm sure I'm going to have to add more weight to make it actually sink, but at least for now, I'm just going to keep going like this to make sure it does float, so then it's easier for us to get it to that point of just kind of sinking, which is, I think, where we want it to be. Don't want it to sink super fast and then have to... Although I guess that would be easier to manage as well, because we just need to make sure the tanks are empty. Have to then float. But yeah. I figured I'm happy to just start it this way and then figure it out as we go. Oh yeah, the solar deck plating. I should probably put that down. Alright, what else does the Anything need? So wasted. What do I need to equip this thing with for now? Oh, you might be completely Oh, no. Yep. Thoughts?
How do we want to do propulsion?
Propellers?
Okay, don't need the pumps, etc. Then, to be honest, it's
well, because we need
and crafter and the like.
Were you thinking RCS propulsion? Or
I don't know. Could do, but not set particularly.
I guess, yeah, because we need the pump to fill the tanks anyway, so that we can sink.
Yep. The only thing with RCS is it's quite power intensive.
Okay, so we probably want props, and then we can have RCS as well as an alternative. Would work. We'll need to add some more cargo, and we'll probably need another ore scanner as well. That's something I gotta remember.
RCS emergency buoyancy.
I'm pretty sure when Wasted's saying RCS is rather power intensive, he means that running the pump to power through the RCS is the power intensive bit.
Indeed. Indeed. That's juicy.
Any critiques on the boat shape?
Is there a button I'm missing that hovers you?
J.
See, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's why I'm in the drone mode so often, is because I didn't know you could hover in the normal one.
Right.
I just get fed up with having to repeatedly press space to try and stay in the air.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, boat-shaped.
Yeah. The figure it was about as close as I could get without adding a lot more angles to it.
It's a short boat.
Yeah.
That's probably not a bad thing, because that's almost certainly how we end up expanding it to begin with, is making it longer. And then later down the line, I propose that we build a second one and connect the two together.
Or, I suppose, 2 outriggers, given the symmetry position.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. I was aware that it's fairly short. I just got to a point where I was like, I'm going to have to spend so much time making blocks for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and those are windows, not doors.
Yeah, no, I figured that out now. They're see-through enough, you can't tell.
Yep.
Looks all right to me. Yeah, we need to get...
Yeah.
You've only got water tanks at the back.
So far, I'm making more.
Right. Okay. I mean... Other type of batteries, computer...
At least one, I guess.
Yeah, at least one computer, potentially 2, because we're probably going to want to put an ore scanner on it.
Yep.
And then storage and our crafting stuff and the like. And then as many solar panels as we can fit. And the don't forget, we've got to find a place to put the RTG, but I guess you're waiting until you've seen how low it sits in the water before you're doing that.
Yeah, whether we can have the RTGs internal or whether we have to have them on the keel outside.
Mm.
And same with the fluid pumps. I wasn't sure that I should put them down just yet. As in the intake, sorry. I figured I could fiddle with them once
They're
ready.
pretty tiny.
Yeah, they're single block. I'm not going to worry about interior lights. I'm going to wait till Wasted feels happy that he can make the autocrafter make diodes and LEDs, because we both hate making them. Then I could put
that's the
lights on.
goal, then I will go and...
Well, it's a goal. It's one I just literally thought of just then and haven't...
Well, diodes is one
beforehand.
we can make already, and the only thing missing for the other one is the diode. So yeah, I could get it making LEDs now.
Cool. Because then I could put lights in here.
Oh, the speed. The speed! Whoosh. Diodes for days. Yes, this 100% beats doing it by hand.
Yeah.
And what I think we do is we get to the point where we're ready and then we nick the stuff off the base.
Yeah, I think we take everything off the base, don't we? Well, I guess whenever you're ready, you could start... Like, we could detach the boat from the ground and start working on a moving platform. Because I do have a ground anchor on it. So it could anchor itself. I don't know when we want to challenge that. Oh yeah, we are going to need a heap of lights on the outside too. That's a good point. Chat. That's a good point. I'll be back in just a sec. I need to take a quick fire break.
Roger that. The slight grain on the wall is a ray tracing artifact. I think now I got some settings that work quite nicely for my rig. Am I still making diodes? Yes, I should probably stop. Oops. How many diodes have we got? 1,000 diodes. Okay. We had stopped because I'd used all of the wire. Yeah, the graft is really nice, but you, at least at the point we're at with the resources we have, you do have to babysit it. But it goes speedy.
Yeah. Is the plane still drilling, or have you turned that drill off?
That's been off for a while.
Ah.
I was a bit concerned about the power situation, so I didn't want to leave it running for too long.
Oh, do you think we can make a couple of large batteries, like high voltage batteries from this? Would that be worth doing? So if we make
Give it a go. There's a lot of steps to a high voltage battery.
Yeah. So if I were to do this, how do I interact with this screen?
You just look at it and press F. It's a touchscreen.
And you just select the thing and it'll make it?
You click a thing and it lights up and starts making that noise and... Yeah.
Okay. So... Alright, so I'll try and... Maybe I can fiddle around and make some other bits as I get to those points as well.
And we've got 300 LEDs now.
Nice. That's 3 lights worth?
Yes.
But we also need the computer screens, which are 100 each too.
Okay, I will leave it making LEDs.
Because we're not going to steal the computers from the thing.
No, probably shouldn't.
We don't have a computer on the base. We can
also
reutilize.
And now I've been looking through the documentation a bit more, and I know how to do things like make my own screen buttons.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah. That is
Wait,
fancy.
that means you can probably make a program that can change which program it's running, as in whether it's control, like with the plane. So you can
Plane
go
mode,
from
car mode.
or in the case of the boat mode, sub mode.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh yeah. We probably do want an artificial horizon on this boat. That is a good point.
Now have 800 LEDs.
That's probably getting to enough territory, I would imagine. At least very close to.
I'm sure you can program it to stop crafting, but I believe that's going to require us to interact with its data port. And I don't even have a computer here to even look at what I could do with it. I could find out a bit about... let's have a look.
That's not tall enough. Yeah, that's more like it. Figure out now. Builders. Yep. Sorry.
The full program, the crafter already runs on Xenon code. And the program for it's on the wiki. So if you wanted to do anything funky with the crafter, there's where you begin. And then it also has the ability to override its craft selection via a text input. So you can send inputs from somewhere else and get it to pick up on that. So you could make your own screen saying, I would like 100 casings, please.
Right. I now understand how Frosty got to the point of having an auto-crafting solution as quickly as he did.
Yes, because he just went and coded it.
Yep. Yep. When did that thing that I genuinely don't think I'm going to ever do?
Hook it up to the data outputs on your cargo container so you know how much of everything's in there, put the two together, and there you go.
Oops, fell in the water. Maybe that needs to have more of a slope. I've got there's a real challenge with making windows in this game. Refraction is real, and glass is really thick. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to do. It's dumb, but I love it. Alright. Let's go collect some of those things and make a computer. Oh, okay. What does a circuit need? Diodes, capacitors, wires, plastic panels. Okay, so you using the autocrafter?
You should have everything you need in there. Oh, no, except circuits.
Yeah, what's
which
circuit
you need
needs?
capacitors for.
Capacitors, okay. There we go. That'll be nice because we need those for batteries as well.
Yeah, gonna run out of wire.
Yep. Alright. Where it is. Oh, it's so nice making the wire that quickly.
Making all of it that quickly, to be honest. Watching it crunch through LEDs and diodes, like
Yeah.
800 LEDs is...
Yeah, when it used to take us most of a stream to get the 100 we needed for a light or a computer.
Yeah, I guess I will add to list of tasks, figure out autocrafty. Which I think should be a fairly straightforward one, because I don't think I need to modify the program so much as just send it the right information. I'll make my own program saying compare.
Alright. And then I guess if it ends up being an absolute faff, I'm sure there are there is that code on the workshop, but I know we've been so far resistant to it except for things like resource collection.
Yeah, well, I wanna... For once, Mr. Splitsy,
Yeah.
I've got my head into this a bit with as far as the visual scripting and so on is concerned. It's not normal for me. Normally I can't be bothered, but this one provides sufficiently good results from relatively little work. I'm like, alright, I want to learn more, which means I'm definitely trying that one pretty hard first before I give up and go for something off the workshop.
Yeah, sorry, I was meaning it more as a... If you get
Never
frustrated, yeah, there might... and also, I guess you could look at someone else's solution and see whether it inspires you to come up with a different one yourself. But yeah, it's beyond me, so I'm like, well, if you get stuck, there might be some help out there that's worth doing.
Yeah, Papa Dim, there's a very easy way of doing it. Let's just say if there's less than X amount of any item, make more, but rather you prefer to have something a bit more complex than that, that is a bit more aware of what item.
Yeah, that utilizes the recipes in some way.
You want 2,000 wire, but you don't want 2,000 hard drives.
Yes, we definitely don't want that.
I'll be back in 2 seconds and grab a quick drink.
Sure. 22 circuits. What else do I need for a computer? Oh, glad I made 22. We need a lot of them for a computer. Connector. Oh, we need more plastic. I'll make the computer on myself. Then...
Yeah, actually, a good point. I can use them to build a NAS for our storage needs.
How much storage is in your NAS at this point?
Look skillfully over at the pile of brand new 8 terabyte hard drives on the site.
Oh, that haven't been added because time.
That they only arrived yesterday because the NAS is quite full. One is 28 terabytes down to 20 once you've done your RAID calculations, and this one's going to be 40 down to 28.
Okay, that's a lot. I forgot you had 2.
Yep. Yeah, there's the old, quite inefficient one that was built in an old Dell chassis. So, you know, works quite nicely because it's a very reliable piece of hardware and it's got proper, you know, driver racks in the front, all the things you'd expect. But it's a Dell from 2012. So it's like dual 950 watt power supplies, about 200 watts of just fans alone.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, I was when I decided to buy a pre-made Synology one, it was when I looked into all of the power consumptions that I was like, yep, this thing will pay itself off because it is much more efficient than any other components I could buy at the time.
Yeah, I'm hopefully going to switch to basically one will act as cold storage, like backup, and stuff that I don't need to access really, and the other one I built out of parts that were intentionally now low power. You know, I think it runs off a 450 watt SFX power supply, for example. You know, it's not consuming much at all.
Reminder, composite blocks do not make a very good window. Oops. How horrible is this going to look? I mean... it could be worse. Looking at the slopes on the... trying to make slopier glass for the cockpit, and it is, tricky. I think what I might need to do is make it out of more pieces. To keep it thinner. Like that. Should work nicely. Oh, wait. How bad does this go if I do this? Nah. Curse you prisms. Okay. Wasted, do you want the computer near the control seat, or do you want the computer under decks and you'll have a different display on the control seat?
Put it down below.
Okay. I started thinking that maybe there were some advantages in having it below so that we could do all the wiring and stuff without so much trouble.
Yeah.
And do we need 2 computers or just the one?
I'm going to get a router.
Okay, so just the one. Cool. There you go. What was the nav instrument? Oh, we can't make a nav instrument because we need the gold that we're gonna... Oh! We don't get an artificial horizon until we reach the bottom of the ocean.
That seems fair.
Delightful. Alright, props. Oh, Wasted, do you still have the extra props on you?
Yes, I got 3.
Sweet. That might save me a bit of trouble. We should probably... I presume that's why you created this container for us to put stuff in.
Yeah. Yeah, my inventory's frequently getting full.
You know what doesn't actually get full, right? It does a scroll bar.
Well, that's confusing.
Yeah, it has a lot of capacity.
Yeah, so it does.
You did not put the props in though.
No, I did not.
There you go. Definitely makes sense for us to put all our junk in a container though. Try and remember to put it back. Do you want the props on hinges?
No. Hang on. How are we gonna... I think we should probably think about using an aileron for our steering as opposed to hinged props.
Yep.
Hinged props have weird effects.
That's what I was...
Actually, if we're gonna have more than one prop, things get a bit funky.
What if we have 3?
That is 3 props, indeed. Now, we might also, crazy thought, I want to consider using a liquid pump and RCS setup for braking and maneuvering the front of the boat.
Oh, yeah. Good thought.
Bit of jets.
I might let you... Is there anything complex I need to remember with setting that up, or is it something that I should just be able to slap an RCS in the right spot and it'll be fine?
Exactly as simple as you might think it would be.
Okay, cool.
The only thing that requires any thought really is the setting up of the key bindings for it, because obviously it's got all the directions. So.
Yep. Yeah, I suppose with an RCS maneuvering near dock or whatever we want to, whenever we need to be doing fine maneuvering, and the props just for general propulsion, that's probably
what I was thinking.
The simplest, in inverted commas, control solution that we've got easy access to. Okay. Positive left or positive right? The steering would feel more natural to you. Thinking positive right?
Positive right, yeah.
We have a rudder.
Nice.
It is true, chat, that props are not symmetrical. They are now. Yeah, I could definitely make the rudder stick out further, but I don't know if I need to. I honestly don't know what I need to do with this thing. For the most part. I am making it up as I go along, and I'm certain that I'm getting a lot of it wrong. I am not a boatman. Okay, so now... Oh. I think I did that right. Okay, I'm glad we don't actually have the boat mobile yet. Although I'm
We
working...
won't be able to stop it.
Yeah, and I'm also working at the waterline, which isn't ideal, but at least only the water is moving. Oh.
Yeah, well, I also noticed that our center of mass was starting to creep forwards. So,
Oh, you know why that is? There's a whole lot of steel in the bow.
yeah.
So-
And I've also got to take into account that the center of mass is being thrown off by the fact that there's a big old counterweight hanging off the back. So it's actually even more forward than it looks.
Oh, true. I can... So my plan was to, once we're floating, start balancing it with placing steel in various spots. Right, like replacing the composite with steel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
I was tempted to do more on the top, but maybe I'll just add some seats to the little cockpit up here and call it a day rather than spending too much time on that. Although I do kind of want to make a deck chair.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we're going to see if it floats.
Yeah. Which means I need seats.
Are you ready for the wiring nightmare I'm going to make downstairs? Did you see my router? Did you see how many ports it has?
I'm just glad it's downstairs.
All the things.
Just glad it's all downstairs.
Yep.
Oh, yes, and Bacholi, we do have to honor the tradition and go backwards first.
On the engineering deck.
At least we have an engineering deck this time. I'm sure this boat is gonna have things wrong with it that are gonna be really annoying to fix because I haven't planned around them, but there should be fewer than in previous builds.
Suspect.
I did say fewer, not none. How close is that to... Man. I don't want to stick these out over the edge now.
Might have to. There wasn't. Oh no, there is just enough room.
There is exactly the right amount of space. Almost like these are exactly half each dimension of the maximum size block you can build. I might just steal one from the base.
We're gonna nick.
solar panel.
Oh, the last missing solar man.
Yeah. Like, I could make another one. I'm like, no. Just take the existing ones.
Just as a heads up, time has passed swiftly. And I have about 5 minutes.
Shall we, I guess we should try a launch before the time runs out.
That's kind of what I was feeling like it might be a place to find out if she floats or not, if nothing else.
In what way it floats.
Upside down, yeah.
Alright, you ready for this then?
I'm looking forward to next time's shenanigans wiring this thing up. I don't know why I enjoy wiring in this game.
Okay, so...
Strangely satisfying.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Do we have a... Shouldn't we have a champagne bottle or something?
Probably. It's less horrible than I thought.
Good height at the front. We just need to weigh the back down a bit.
Well, and as Bachelli said, we need to weigh it down even more than that because we need to get the tanks underwater. Oops, that's not what I wanted to place there. But props would be good to at least be underwater so we could at least be a boat.
Yeah, we're not very boat-like at the moment.
No. Okay, so start with this one then. It really doesn't want to sink, does it? It's a little bit deeper.
Yeah, it's better, but surprisingly not as much better as you might expect. You really did have a lot of steel at the front.
Yeah, I've got some big steel blocks because of the curve shape that I made. Making it out of as simple a shape as I could get away with. Oh, building near the waterline. Why? Maybe that's a bit deeper. These two openings are not openings, they're glass. So they should actually be heavier than the composite around them anyway. Yeah, I guess I'll just continue the replacement until I see if I can get the props in the water. Oh, that added something. It worries me that I have to add this much steel to even get it to sink.
Concrete. Concrete.
Is concrete heavier than steel?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, one propeller's in the ground. Are you connecting this up so that you... Oh, no. I was kind of hoping that you'd have it set up with the at least the props, but No, we can save that.
The problem with that was I'd then have to do the program as well, and there was no way I was going to get that done in time.
Yeah, that is the issue. Let me just add one more little bit of steel there. And I think we go...
It's a bit wet in here.
It's a bit wet. Oh yeah, concrete's a lot heavier than steel.
Mm-hmm.
That made a lot more difference.
This is a future past PC and obviously is waterproof.
There we go. The props are sort of underwater. At least the rudder is.
Yeah, that'll be enough, because once we get moving, the nose will lift up a bit and push the back down.
Yeah.
Hey, I think the only reason it's slightly off to one side is because we haven't moved it yet. I think it's balanced. It just there's nothing there to adjust its attitude.
And I guess if I replace the keel with concrete now, it'll hopefully keep it even more stable. Especially as the keel is, it's not tiny, it's not big, but it's...
It exists.
There we go. Cool.
Nice.
So you were planning on playing some EDF, I believe.
I am playing the newly released Best B movie game.
Yes.
And are you continuing and maybe Station the Isles?
I think I'm going to call it here for today, because I've got a slightly busy week next week, and I'm going to need to do a whole lot more editing.
Oh, videos to catch up on. Understood.
I have dad duties all Wednesday, so I won't be able to do any work on Wednesday at all next week. As
fair enough.
Toby's usual carer is, fortunately, not available. He normally goes to his grandparents on a Wednesday. Not available this week, so I'll be doing that. And I feel like making sure I have time to do that is probably good.
Yeah,
but I'm not stressed.
Like a decent plan.
Please name the boat. Well, it's got to do its things before it can be named.
Yeah, this is way too soon for boat naming. We will learn its name when we first sail it, and it will become evident.
It'll become a thing. So yeah, you're who are you playing with this evening?
It will be
Today.
the old crew of Mr. Shack, Mr. Averson, and Clockwork.
Ah, nice. I'd wondered
I'm gonna
whether
go and
Shaq was
probably
going to be
make
part of it.
A kia noise over and over and over again. Assuming they haven't changed that. Please change it.
Alright, cool. Well,
But guys, been a pleasure, Mr. Splitty.
Indeed.
Got one, but
That's been-
I am very much looking forward to next week. We managed to end this each time with something good to look forward to for next time.
yeah. Boating and hopefully submarining.
Yep, and then we're going to sink it. As you do with all good boats.
Cool. So yeah, my chat, we will go and raid a Mr. Space, and I will be back on Sunday with Factorio with Shadow. That's going to be a thing.
Nice. Good luck.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need it. And then, yeah, Monday with some more Abiotic Factor with Wasted.
Yes. Looking forward to that as well.
Cool.
And I'll be around at the normal time this time.
Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah,
Well,
so there's all that.
cheers, Mr.
Plenty more to
Space.
come, and let's raid a Mr. Space.